Hello and welcome to Advice Guys.
And girl.
And Advice Guys and Woman.
Oh, make it. We start off automatically like in a confrontation.
Thank you, Josh. If you
You're
had
welcome.
said lady, you would have stepped it up just a notch. But
Well, you are a lady.
Sometimes.
Welcome to Advice Guys and Lady.
Welcome to Advice Guys and Lady, a weekly advice podcast usually hosted by me, Josh Perlman, and
Me, Spencer Pratt.
okay. But tonight is different because we have a very special guest, Miss Jen Murphy.
It's our first guest on the show.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Right.
And here's how much thought and like I don't know, effort we put into this. Josh and I were chatting and I was like, should we see if Jen wants to do it? And he was like, yeah. And then I texted her and she was like, okay. And that was it. And now we're gonna start. We're gonna have a guest on Advice Guys.
This made my night. Your invitation made my night.
Did it?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm very glad. All of our listeners have been clamoring for female points of view.
Okay.
It's true. Yeah.
All five of them.
And when you say all,
Sounds like my podcast too.
oh, that's great. Well, we're in the studio. We're all in the studio. What do you what beverage are you consuming, Jen? What is your beverage of
I
choice?
just poured a lovely glass of red wine.
Nice. And Joshua, what are you drinking?
Absinthe.
Absinthe.
No, I'm drinking.
Oi! Oh,
I'm drinking a beer.
And I'm drinking lemonade.
I don't think that's true. I don't think you are drinking lemonade.
Yep, dishonesty is where I live.
Lemon flavored tequila.
Yes,
Yeah.
lime flavored tequila.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even tell the truth about the fruit.
Limeade.
Yeah, it's very limeade. All right, well, fantastic. So on the show, Jen, I don't know if you're familiar with the format. What it is we talk a little bit, and then we have anywhere between 4 to 6 questions written in by our fans, people who listen to the show, and they ask for advice. Josh reads all the questions, and then we both take turns doing our best, fielding the answer, and you're also in. You get to give advice, and whether or not people listen to us is up to them. So far, we've stopped 2 people from being pregnant. We've intercepted 1 person from trying to kill the president, and yeah, it's true. And Josh had a proposal. Someone
asked me to marry them.
Yeah.
And we were this close to talking Luigi out of his predicament.
So close, but he's like, I'm going to McDonald's. And
yeah, that was the part we tried to talk him out of, the going to McDonald's.
How are you so professional in every other aspect and you get caught at McDonald's?
It's very weird. But also, how do you have $10 million coming to you in inheritance and decide I'm the one who needs to fix this with murder?
I mean, these are all great questions.
I mean, they say money doesn't buy happiness, J. Chris. I don't know if you've heard that before.
I don't know. In prison, it's going to buy him a lot of smokes because if he gets $10 million, he's going to be able to buy security, protection, everything.
Money does not buy happiness, but blowjobs do.
Yeah, according to Josh and the woman he was talking about.
What? Stop it! That's not okay or true. Jesus.
Yeah, that's exactly. In case you guys weren't listening, he began the show with, he's like, listen, that's how I define my women, blowjobs. And we were like, what, Josh? That's crazy. And Jen was like, I've heard that.
I've heard that in my years. I've heard men like it. I don't know if it's true.
I have a level of discomfort with this line of talk.
Oh, what? This is who you are.
No, it's not.
Take down who I am. Take down the wall, Josh. Be yourself.
The wall is down. I am myself. And you, sir, are crude.
I am. All right, let's jump in.
All right. You ready for the first question? Jen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you want to field it first, or would you like us to go first?
Whatever you prefer. It's your podcast.
Yeah, Josh.
It is my podcast. Hey, advice, guys. This person didn't know you'd be here, Jen. I got a haircut, and my coworker said, "Wow, I love that you just went for it." That means bad, right? Question mark. What the fuck does that mean? I want to ask, but I would rather light his car. Oh, it's a him too. Oof. I would rather light his car on fire. Am I overreacting? Also, I keep waiting for him to do anything poorly so I can say that to him. How do I let this go? And the person signed their name. It is a woman's name. So
What's the
first of
name?
all,
What's the name?
I'm not gonna tell her name.
Oh, so a man said it to a woman. Oh, okay.
I
Fuck
love
it.
that. I love that you just went for it.
I
I'm
think that isn't that written in the book The Game, where
Oh, he's negging.
you get a woman by kind of jabbing her a little, and then she's like, "What? Does he not think I'm attractive?" And then she becomes more attracted to him because she's like,
I have so many things to say on this subject because first of all, there's nothing I hate in the world more than a dude negging a woman. Like it fucking makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Just like we're so bad. We're so bad at knowing how to treat women. It really is infuriating when I see my fellow hetero pieces of shit out there. Like just don't say anything or compliment.
Yeah.
But like also someone you work with, don't say anything about their appearance. Don't say anything ever about their appearance if you work with that person.
I just like there's nothing more passive aggressive than I love that you just went for it. Like,
I mean, it could have been a compliment.
but he
You
said
don't know
none.
the tone. He could have been flirting.
I mean, but why is he flirting at work?
It still happens. I know we're supposed to be politically correct, but
It's not even politically correct though. Like, I don't know, as a dude, I've always like walked through life being like I'll flirt when someone flirts with me. Like I've never just like walked up to a lady and just been like, "Hey, how you doing?"
You've never joeyed from
Especially not.
friend someone.
No, I've never joeyed from friend someone, and especially not at work.
wait a second. I find that hard to believe. Aren't you not?
How
Oh, you're
you
not a
doing?
comic. I was going to say, aren't you a comic? You're not. You're a writer. Okay.
I've done stand up though for years.
Because I feel like as comedians, we get so used to saying inappropriate things that I have to catch myself all the time when I'm at work. Like, oh my God, this is not. You can't say what you say to all your
But like
comedians.
I've never hit on a woman who I'm doing a show with unless we're like drinking afterwards and she's flirty with me.
Well, how do you get laid then?
I've never had sex.
Well, that's what Actually, it's funny that you say that, Jen, because I was asking him before. Because I think Josh he's a handsome fella. He's got good hair. I mean, just ask him. And I said, "What's it like when you go to the bar?" I'm like, "Do women just hurl themselves at you?" And he goes, "No, I actually have to pay them." What did you actually say,
That's
though?
not Jesus. Why are you doing this? No, prior to this being recorded, Chris was like, when you and Scott go out, you're both good looking guys. Do women just throw themselves at you? And I was like, no, like women don't throw themselves at us. But like Scott and I are both similarly built. Like we're never the like, hey, can I buy you a drink guys? But on occasion, women seem to notice that there's something interesting about us, and those women who do, we chat with. We're not like out there hitting on women.
Jen's face is worth $1 billion right now.
You wait for them to approach you.
Yeah, always. Because if there's one thing I know from the relationships I've had with women, the last thing they want is like men just like coming up to them and being like, hey, what's your deal?
Jen, is that true?
No, not well. It depends on the guy. You don't want an annoying guy to come up and say that, but if
No.
you and
John-
I'm an
Scott,
annoying guy.
I don't know who Scott is, but apparently you're both good looking. If you guys went up to women,
I don't care for that, apparently.
Appreciate. I don't know Scott,
Okay.
but you said he's good looking, so the
You know Scott. Scott's the tall guy who was at my apartment when we did stand up.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think women still like to be approached.
Yeah, I think so too.
I approach women. This is my fucking gross move. Ugh, God damn it! I hate this podcast. This is my gross move. Like, if I'm at a bar and I see a woman I find attractive, I will like make what I believe is the right amount of lingering eye contact. Like, not so much that it's discomforting, but like a couple times I'll like check over and look at her. And if she's looking at me and like smiling, then I'll talk to her. But if
Yeah.
she like looks away or something, then I'm done.
So it's like swingers.
This is what I think is the perfect way to find out. Is if you think you don't want to just like go up to women and just like get in their space. All you have to do is just say one line, like comment on if there's a basketball game on or something. Just be like, oh man, that team sucks. And if she engages, and then just sort of like turn away and keep watching the game or do your business. If she doesn't really respond, then you're like, okay. But if she's like, oh yeah, oh, are you a basketball fan? Like, you'll know if she wants to keep going on with the conversation. The annoying guys are ones that like start to talk to you and you can kind of be a little disinterested, but they just keep going and going. Like, you got to just like kind of drop that little one-liner and then wait for her to then do the.
Yeah, like, I mean, in the past when I've spoken to a stranger who's a woman at a bar, it's always been like, it's never sports based. It's always just been like, I noticed something about her that I think is lovely, and if she seems in any way receptive to my being in her velocity at all, I'll like just give her a compliment and then
Like
either walk
say
away.
something like, "Are you going to call the police?"
No, not like that. Quite the opposite of that, in fact, because that's creepy and terrifying.
Okay, so I'm reading or listening to the Matthew Perry book, and he was talking about how his therapist said, if you invite a woman home, and he's like, you can tell whether or not you're going to get laid, whether or not she takes her shoes off. If a woman takes her shoes off, she's going to have sex with you. If she does not take her shoes off, you're not having sex with her. Josh, have you had that experience? Jen, do you think that's true?
I've never. I would say that's 100% could be true. I've never heard it or thought of it, but yeah.
Okay,
that's
100%
a level
true.
of comfort where you're like, this is the first thing that's coming off tonight.
My shoes.
I've never dated a woman who owned shoes.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And if you did, she would for sure call the police. All right, so I think to answer the question that all three of us have avoided, as far as advice goes.
Well, the question is hard because we don't know the tone from the guy. We don't know if he was.
I think the guy was being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Was he flirtatious?
No.
I don't think he was being flirtatious. I think he was being. Well, I think if he was being flirtatious, he was doing it in a shit way.
Yeah, like the game. Like
I think if you like she said, if you want to light his car on fire, I mean, I think you should.
I don't think you should light his car on fire.
I'll tell you what, and I'm probably not a good example because I'm attracted to kind of assholes sometimes. But I was in a bar one
Jen.
night. I was in a bar one night. This was a couple years ago, and I was ordering a drink, and this guy next to me, he goes, "Oh my God, you have to live with that voice?" But I thought it was the funniest thing because I know my voice is annoying.
And
he also like laughed when he said it, but I mean, he didn't laugh too hard. He was being a bit of an ass, but it did intrigue me because I was like, that's true.
Oh my God, negging works. That's why I hate it so much. It fucking works.
Did you guys hook up?
He was being funny at the same time.
And did you end up in his hotel room?
His home, not hotel.
Yes,
you went home with him?
Not that night. Not that The next time I saw him at the bar, maybe.
And how did that relationship turn out?
Oh, I did. Yeah, it didn't last very long, but he was like too needy,
And
he was like a bad alcoholic. Like, I like to drink, but I can't be with somebody who's like way worse than me because it'll pull me. I'm too easily,
Goodbye, Jen.
I've already been there and done that, and I'm like, no, I can't be with somebody now that drinks more than me.
All right.
But it can work, and if you do it in a playful way.
Okay. All right.
Fair enough. All right. Well, so there you go. There's your answer. Person whose name Josh won't tell us. All right. Next question.
All right. Here's our next question. Josh and Chris.
And Jen.
I was at a dinner party and someone said, "Oh my God, you look just like my sister," and then immediately tried to hit on me. What's the proper?
Ew!
Yeah. What's the proper response when someone flirts with you and calls you their sibling? I was kind of into it, but that's another story. I want to hear that fucking story. But I wasn't into him. Do I need therapy? I do. I can hear Josh now.
She's heard the show.
Yeah. First of all,
she might be needing therapy if she was into it, but I would definitely be. That's not a line you should use.
Well, he needs therapy, clearly. If he's walking around being like, "You look like my sister," I wanna get there.
Oh, like, yeah, that's true too. I didn't think.
Yeah, it's the Joe Dirt approach. You're my sister. You're my sister. No one saw Joe Dirt.
What's worse? You kind of look like my sister, or you kind of look like my mom.
My mom is way worse.
I can. What's worse? What's worse? You kind of look like my sister, or you kind of look like my mom, or you kind of want to fuck me because I kind of look like your sister and I kind of look like your mom. I think it's that one.
Yeah, that's it. None of it's good. It's not good that this dude's like sexualizing this woman because.
Well, the mom thing is more of like the Freudian sort of thing, but the sister is just sort of like incest, and that's weird.
It's like Freudian's daughter.
If you had to choose, I'd go with the mom over the sister, but you shouldn't have to choose. So wait, what? How are we answering this question?
I love how you are right now.
Yeah,
they both need therapy. Is that?
Yeah, I think everybody needs therapy in this fucking chain.
Everyone in this question needs therapy. You probably shouldn't be attracted to someone who says they look like your sister. You shouldn't be attracted to someone because they look like your sister. You two people should never share the same real estate again. That's how I would answer this question.
I wouldn't think you should. No.
I mean,
Chris, do you have a sister?
No.
Do you want one?
No. But I mean, I think realistically, if you're looking at it in a way of like, what's the safest fail?
I think that's the best way to look at anything in life.
Yeah.
What's the safest fail?
Well, it's just, if someone looks like your sister and you've always kind of like, I would imagine, I don't have any siblings and you both do. Pretty is pretty. Like if you think about like the Brady Bunch and that's the unit of measure, which isn't. Greg, for certain, even though it was a half sister, recognized Marsha's beauty. So if it's a family member, you obviously can't do anything unless it's like a porn scenario where like your stepsister's mom's out of town. Hold on, I'm just answering. It's the safest thing. You'd be like, well, the safest fail is this woman looks like my sister, but it's not my sister, so I can exorcise this demon without doing something horrible.
But
I
maybe,
can tell you. No,
maybe
go ahead,
it's also just a young. If this person is very young, they watch too much porn. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. I can tell you this. Like, I am a man who grew up with a sister, and by the way, like, I feel like every guy should be lucky enough to have grown up with a sister because you learn far more about women than men who don't have siblings who are female.
Sorry, Jay Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Well, Chris knows nothing about women. We know that.
It's true.
I feel incredibly lucky. I can tell you, like, if I ever in the wild meet a woman who looks like my sister, any kind of romantic feeling is like the last thing on my mind. If
just finger stuff?
I dislike you on every level. Like, just in every way.
Okay, then answer me this question, because this has freaked me out for pretty much my whole life, and I think I've spoke to Jay Chris about it once. I cannot fucking stand if a guy is inside of me and says, "Daddy." Like, why are you doing that to me?
He calls you daddy?
That's a popular... No.
He wants to be called daddy.
It's a popular thing with dudes sometimes who will be like, "Who's your dad?" Or they like to say the word daddy, like, "I'm your daddy," or "Who's your." You know that's popular. Don't make
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm not gonna lie to you.
But like,
There have been
why is that popular? Why are you putting that on me? Because as soon as you say that, one little part of my brain is gonna get a picture of my dad in there. That's just how it works. You tell me something, and there's a visual.
yeah.
So why? So maybe this whole sister thing isn't that far off. Like,
I
why?
think the sister thing is far off. I think the daddy thing is something different, and I can speak to this with some experience. I have never been like, call me daddy or who's your daddy or anything like that. But there have been some occasions when a woman has said daddy while we're engaged in the
Oh,
lovely
she
act of coitus.
initiated it.
Yeah.
Do you think this is just from porn, or?
I don't know if it's from no, I think it started out before porn. I think like
But why daddy?
But how many
there's something I don't know, there's something like dominant about it. There's something
It's
hot
also that
about it
whole
if it
like.
comes
It's
about
also that whole like, oh, I'm a little girl, which is creepy.
yeah. Yeah.
how
No, I'm not like saying it's great or born out of health, but like it happens.
it has to also be weird if like you're an orphan and someone's like, "Who's your daddy?" and you're like, "I
I
don't,
don't
I don't
know.
know." Yeah, it's got to be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's orphan or adopted. That'd be even weirder.
I remember the first time a girl called me daddy, I was in like my early 30s and I was like, you shut up. Like, I'm not your daddy. We're the same age. And then, I don't know, recently, like a woman called me daddy and I was like, yeah, I don't mind it. I'm here. I'm
You
here
were
for
like,
this.
you were like, as long as I don't have to pay child support, I'm in.
That's exactly what I was like.
All right. Well, so we've fixed two different scenarios perfectly. All right, let's go to the third question.
All right, third question. God, I really don't like that guy said you look like my sister. All right, third question. Guys and lady, I got a gym membership, and now an older dude will not stop talking to me in the locker room, fully naked. I can't handle another 5-minute combo about creatine while avoiding eye contact with his junk. I love how much creatine made you laugh. How do I escape this nightmare? And how are, I think it mean, they wrote hills. How are his balls dragging on the floor like a pool ball in a stocking? I want to be cool, but I'd rather still be fat than talk to him ever again.
Listen,
What do I do?
I want to go first. All I
Okay.
can say is all of us age. We're all lucky enough to be at saggy balls level if we get there. Like, it's a big deal. It's no different from you, Jen. You're lucky enough to be at saggy boobs, like at a certain level. Like, not now. I'm not saying it. Everyone
I
in
don't think you're
general.
doing great, buddy. But
Hey, I'm
land
doing.
this
I'm
plane for God's sake.
no. I'm saying just in general. It's a
What are you
gift.
talking about?
It's a gift to have saggy nuts because you've been alive long enough. And it's incredible. And if this guy just wants to talk to you, he's just being friendly. Why are you making it about you? You're going to get old too. We get it. Like, you're young and you're bored and whatever. Fuck off. Like,
Oh my
talk to the guy at the
God.
gym.
You're answering this like such a fucking dysregulated guy who's terrified other people think his balls are saggy.
No, my balls on occasion are saggy. And there are other times they're tight and in the moment. And the point is, who cares? Like, have a conversation. This guy's friendly with you, and he's just comfortable with who he is in his loose skin, and he's enjoying himself.
I'm gonna take a different tact.
That's weird.
I know. Just fucking who goes into the bathroom at a gym? Like you go to the gym, you work out, you go home and you shower. Like don't
You
linger
live
in
a
the
block
bathroom.
away from the gym. It's a different story for you.
I live a block away from every gym.
That's true.
I am always surprised. Like, it happens sometimes because I'm not a naked person, but I think some people are very comfortable
Some people are.
being naked. Because there's a girl at my yoga studio who, and I always go home to shower unless I'm like in a desperate situation, but she will do everything and the last thing she does is put on clothes. Like she will blow dry, bend over, totally naked, bend over, blow dry her hair, do everything else, put on makeup, completely naked. And
Can I ask a weird, dumb question?
And I don't judge her for it at all, but I'm just like, wow, the first thing I do is like underwear, like cover myself up. But
why is everybody getting naked at this yoga studio?
Well, they shower after they're. It's the same thing as a gym, like with people that take a shower in the locker room.
I've never been a showerer at the gym person.
It's weird. It's not that weird. I get it.
I just like my shower and my soap. And
I'm the same way, but some people, they do and then they go straight to work. I would much rather give myself 15 extra minutes to get home and do all my shit at home.
My ex-roommate, Allison, is a big shower in public at the gym person. And I was just like, turn your bush down, dude. Like, not everybody needs to see that.
Yeah, the girl at your yoga studio, Jen, is she like ridiculously attractive? Like, is it an act of like, look at how great my body is?
No, just she's like a cute little girl, but no, nothing where she's trying to show off her body. I think she's just comfortable.
She's just super comfy naked. That would be great.
You might be a foreigner because I think Americans are the most conservative about not being naked. Because like in other countries, I think most beaches are naked. Like they're way more comfortable with it. I think. That's Americans. We think it's weird.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's because our country was founded by the people who were so religious that England was like, get the fuck out.
I also want to say that, like, if our podcast were as big as, like, Oprah or Rogan, Turn Your Bush Down would be the biggest shirt.
Yeah.
I like it.
Turn your bush down.
Turn your bush down.
Yeah. It's a great shirt for now. It's also a great shirt for like the late 90s.
Turn your bush down.
I mean, how weird is it if you see a bush now? Okay, Josh, you're single. Is it weird if somebody actually has one now?
Josh loves bush.
God, don't ever speak for me.
Weird or not, I don't know, because I feel like nobody has them anymore, but there's obviously some girls who do.
It's back.
Is it? Oh,
it's in right now.
Pubes are back? Pubes are making a comeback?
Female pubic area is
that a deterrent for you?
No, nothing's a deterrent for me other than like mental health. But yeah, it is. It's a thing now. I'm not like. By the way, I'm not like out there hooking up a ton. But it's an age thing, which is interesting because women who are like a bit older are still like in the wax world, and I feel like there's a younger push for women. God, I don't want to make the run.
Wait, so women in their 20s now are not doing? Most of them are not.
I don't know what women in their 20s are doing.
Yes,
at
you
all.
do.
No, I really don't. But I do know that like having pubic hair is popular amongst women.
Oh. And women in their
the first person to say that. I did not know that.
Yeah, like women in their early 30s have like a Hitler bush. You know what I mean? Like it's tight. It's just it's like shaved.
Jews.
What?
What did you say? What did you
Yeah, women in their 30s vaginas hate Jews. That's what I said, Josh.
I feel like it might be true.
I'm just saying, whereas like, in the 90s when there was a lot of musicians who had those weird facial hair things, like they had the soul patch and they had like the shaved weird, like maybe just the chin strap beard. That's what women in their 30s do. In their 20s, if you're saying there's bush everywhere, it makes sense, Josh. I mean, you're the one who's at the Flight Club every night.
We need to know, Josh. Fill us in.
Yeah, Josh. I mean,
what
know.
What about men? Are men just...
Oh, yeah. What do you think, Josh?
But men, actually, most men never really got that serious about grooming as women. It's a different story.
I disagree. I've been like, I look like a fat baby below the belt. Like I've always shaved. I have a lot of hair. I like to shave it as much as I can. My back, my chest, my
everything but that region. Face.
This is, are you kidding? I love this.
You and you alone.
Oh, you told me how much you liked my beard last night.
I love your beard, buddy. I love it so much.
Thank you.
I think it looks great. It really frames your head.
Jen, do you remember when I was younger and I didn't have a beard?
Yes.
Do I look different?
Yes.
I mean, you always had some facial hair, but you never had that.
Right, but it makes you like think I'm very Santa-y and kind, whereas before you thought I was just kind anyway. There was no question there.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right,
we have
two. You're not sure about the beard?
No. What I think of, I don't know if it changes your personality or not because I just know you.
Oh, right on. That's the important thing. Jen's a good person, Josh. You should try that. 2 questions left, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he sounds sad.
He always sounds sad. That's
He always sounds sad. It reminded me of that text that guy sent you.
Which was what?
We got a text, or you got a text that was like, at the beginning of your podcast, I thought Josh was like a soft pussy.
Oh,
I fucking hated that guy. And
Charles.
now, like, he's grown on me a little bit.
Yeah, Charles said that. That's great.
It's so hilarious.
Funny comic, Charles. Hey, Charles.
All right, our next question is another gym question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I put the gym questions next to one another.
And these are the last 2 questions, or there's more?
We have 2 more questions.
And then after this, or including this?
2 more including this.
Okay, let's go.
My gym buddy keeps taking way too long between sets to scroll on their phone, and it's killing my workout.
Oh, that's annoying.
I don't really have a question, but I know she listens because she turned me on to this show. Can you tell her to fucking stop? Her name is, and I'm not saying her name.
Drop her.
Yeah, fucking cut it out.
You should leave your phone in the locker room. Like, there's no reason.
None.
And granted, I have very low tolerance, but if I even like am hanging out with a friend who looks on their phone too much, I'm just like, nah, I'm done. I'm not hanging out with you. Like, just engage for an hour.
Totally. Wait, what were you saying, Jen?
30 minutes.
It's so funny because I walk with both of you frequently, and anytime it's like the difference between the 3 of us is like Josh be like, sorry buddy, I got a call, and he'll be on the phone for like 30 fucking minutes, and I'll be walking next to him being like, all right, I'm polite. And Jen never does that ever. But if ever I get on the phone, both of you are like, oh, I'll talk to you in a minute whenever you're fucking done, you cunt. Like you both say the same thing, and I respect it from Jen. But Josh, it's ironic because all you do is talk on the phone constantly. Like, oh, I'm talking to this girl who I met in Mississippi. Am I crooked letter, I'll do you. Like, that's what Josh says.
That's not what happens at all.
Okay, Jay, Chris, I've never gotten mad at you. Okay, there's a difference though. If I see somebody on their phone and they're answering an email, total respect. That's totally fine. You got work, whatever. But I've been with a friend where we're talking, and I see you scrolling and like hitting likes on Instagram. And I'm just like,
That's
you're on
funny.
Instagram right now? Fucking liking people's shit? That's disrespectful.
It's too much. It's too much.
I completely agree with you.
If you were on a date with a girl and she was doing that, wouldn't you be like, fuck this?
Yeah, I would.
I would neg her.
No.
I would be infuriated if I were on a date with someone. But like Chris,
that's me.
I only when I'm with you, I only go on my phone to look at the hilarious things you do on Instagram and like.
Oh, it's really funny. You're so.
That's
funny.
all I ever do.
Because
you're so funny on Instagram.
Josh's
comeback.
That was a good comeback. My favorite thing that Josh says is when he's shouting across the street in West Hollywood and he's talking to someone who's talking to a female and he goes, neg her, please. Like, that's what Josh says.
I hate that joke. I hate that joke so much, buddy.
Neg?
No, don't. No, you do not repeat that joke. That is fucking awful.
You said it.
No, I did not. No. And no, and no, and the pride you feel. Like
I feel no pride. Repeating
you look so happy with yourself. And
I'm just laughing at Jen. Whenever I know something,
I didn't get it at first.
It's so awful.
I got it before he even started it. I saw the glint of evil in his fucking eye, and I hate
it. Now, I just want you to know right now, Scott is going.
Yeah, Scott's saying nobody. Don't post
no,
this fucking podcast because of that joke.
Oh, please. It didn't say it. It was just wordplay.
God
I
damn
just
it!
want
No.
you to know that after tonight, my number one pickup line is going to be like, "Well, you really went for it."
Yeah, I think that's great. If you said that to me at a bar out in the wild, I'd be like, "What is she talking about? I
Yeah.
need to know. I need to know." Now I feel like insecure and afraid.
They'll be like, They'll be like, "Went for what?" I'm like, "You know."
You really went for it. And you got to live with that voice. Do you know what I think the greatest reward in the history of like life is, Josh? Is if you can get Jen Murphy to laugh and she laughs with it, the best laugh ever, and you get a double cover up. It's one of the coolest things in life.
Oh, I completely agree. A Jen Murphy laugh is always the best.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Have the three of us done a show together ever?
Yeah, once at the Den years ago.
Oh, and
that's
Jen,
right.
who said I'm not a stand-up. We did a stand-up show together.
Well, but I just know you as a writer.
Yeah.
Well, you have to live with that voice. It's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't an insult.
This should be the podcast.
By the way, the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me is "You're not a stand-up."
No,
well, yeah,
I would
especially
be a compliment that you're a writer instead of a stand. I'd much rather make a living as a writer.
Sure.
As a writer who makes his living as a writer, it's weird. I'm always wanting to be like, I want to be a stand-up.
Yeah, but you're just never happy. That's your deal.
Oh, wow.
What?
I forgot about the show at the Den. That was fun.
It was. Do you remember when that guy punched Jeremy in the face?
What guy punched Jeremy in the face?
We were doing a show at the Den, and some guy, Jeremy did a joke, and some guy jumped up on stage and punched Jeremy in the face. And Jeremy chased him down like 3/4 of a mile and caught him and got him arrested.
That's amazing. What was the joke?
I don't know, but I can't believe you wrote it.
I probably wrote it.
We're saving lives tonight.
We are saving lives.
We are saving lives.
Should we save one more?
Yeah, but Jen, you have to promise Jen to come back on the show.
Oh, I'll come back anytime. I'm having a great time right now.
Isn't this fun? Josh, are you enjoying yourself? Are you enjoying Jen?
I love Jen. Jen has been the highlight of all of our podcasts.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Like this is the fun. This is the funnest. This is like everything we've tried to do, but Jen makes it better.
Yeah.
It's so
and
fun.
Also there's like a voice I get to hear that isn't yours, which is
what? Tough talk, buddy.
What do you mean? Did that come across as I love you?
I love you too.
I think you're great.
I know.
I'm just saying that like the juxtaposition between someone of intelligence and kindness and you is lovely.
Oh wow.
Did you ever read that the Dr. Seuss book, One Fish, Two Fish, Fuck Off? Josh, read the fifth question. It's very like specific book, but Jen read it.
I'll read it. It sounds great.
It is great.
If history serves, I'll date it.
History. What does that mean? History's repeating itself. All right, let's go.
Our final question for the night. My mom keeps setting me up on blind dates with people I'd never choose, and she gives them my number and tells them about me. So all these creeps text me and pretend to know me. I am terrible at choosing, but I feel violated. Do I give in and try it, or how can I tell my mom to stop without her guilting me?
This sounds fucking awful.
Yeah, that is a tricky one because the mom's probably trying to be nice, and you don't want to hurt her feelings. Does she send? Can she get like a picture of these people?
I mean,
Jen, you're so shallow. What if these people are like incredibly kind but ugly?
You can tell a lot from a picture.
No, Josh, I know you don't get it because you never talk to someone who you don't physically find attractive. But I'm just saying, just in general, how weird would it be if? Also, I'm being funny. Both of your responses were perfect. How weird would it be if you're a female, Jen, as you are, and all of a sudden these people just start texting you? They're like, "You're crazy, kitty. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're like, what the fuck? That's a joke from 14 years ago.
Did you even pull that up?
Because
You
That's so
crazy
funny.
kitty. What is that?
An
the
old
greatest,
joke.
the greatest Jen Murphy joke of all time.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah.
Wait,
that would be
you got to tell the joke now, just because you have to, and we still have 4 minutes.
And
I
jokes
haven't done
always
it.
translate to Zoom really, really well.
No, it's the greatest joke ever. Please, Jen, you can do
I haven't done
it.
it in like 10 years.
So do your best. Do your best. Please,
Oh.
please do it. It's so funny. Chat, you're
I
gonna laugh.
honestly don't even know if I can remember it.
Do your
it's
best.
It was something about, and I wrote this joke after sleeping with a comedian for a while.
Oof.
About how guys are always like, "Why are you so crazy?" And then, fuck. And then I said like, "Oh, why are you making me do this? I can't remember exactly."
You don't have to do it.
But
It's
I
fine.
said something about like when a guy like takes you home and like bends you over the couch and makes you like watch ESPN Zone for like 3 hours, and then he's just like, "I don't know. Why are you crazy, kitty? Why are you so crazy?" But I don't. Why'd you make me do that? I don't remember the joke.
I know, that's fine. It's okay. It doesn't matter. But it was the greatest joke ever. Because like, didn't you have like?
Oh, I said he's like pulling your hair and slapping your ass.
All I remember is, didn't you have like koozies that said "You're crazy, kitty" or something at some point?
That was your merch?
Oh, I still sell koozies that say "Why are you so crazy?" People love them.
Yeah.
That joke will never die. I don't do the kitty part. I have a different joke for it, but
I think the joke, the way I remember the joke was something like, dudes are always like, and I'm obviously wrong, and you don't remember it, so maybe I'm right.
So long.
You were just like, guys are the fucking worst. Like, guys put you through the biggest crazy amounts of shit ever, and they fucking treat you this way, and they make you feel insane, and all of a sudden you do one thing back, and they're like, "Why are you so crazy, kitty?" And you're like, "What?" And it just like, that's how we became friends, because I was like, that's the greatest joke ever.
Oh, I love you. You're the best. That's awesome. Okay, but back to the question. That would be super weird to just get random texts from numbers and you don't know who the fuck the person is.
Yeah, fuck you, mom.
Like, you can't just go on a bunch of dates with all these strangers.
Nope.
Yeah, it's got to be interesting to have like person out there who's like trying to couple you up. Like, I've never experienced that because all of the people who have ever loved me have been like, no.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Everybody knows like I'm no good for anybody. But like, I'm fine with that.
The weird thing to me is like, I once had my dad try and set me up on a blind date, and the weird thing is he was there too with my dad and his wife, and then me and this guy that he works with, and I'm just like, so if this works out,
your daughter's gonna have
sex
with
someone. Me? Like,
yeah,
that just fucking blew my mind in a weird way.
Your dad is evolved.
And I've said it on stage several times, and the audience is always like, ew. I was like, you didn't think that? They're like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. It's weird for a dad to set up his daughter with a guy. That's weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess they're just trying to be sweet, though.
Are you texting right now, Chris?
No, I'm just trying to find something. Michelle just asked me about something, and I'm just responding. No, I'm not texting.
During the fucking
very pod. Well.
Yeah, because I have to, whatever she wants, I got to be there for her.
I think she needs to just like get the balls to tell her mom, like, stop giving out my number.
I agree. I think like tell mom, look, I'm on my own journey. I'm figuring it out. Like, you don't need to be hooking me up with dudes. And also, like, you and I have different taste or whatever.
Either that, or you can tell like a little white lie and be like, oh, mom, I met somebody I'm interested in. Please don't give my number out. It might work out. I'm in this guy.
Or go further and just be like, I'm in a full-blown relationship. Stop hooking me up. And like, this is his Instagram. And just also, lie a bunch about being in a fake relationship.
Yeah, but if she says she's in a relationship, the mom will want to meet the person.
Yeah, then you hire an actor. Look, I got this. It's easy.
Also, before DEI, it was always little white lies. Now it's like little DEI lies. Come on, bitches.
Trump's getting rid of DEI, so you should fucking shut up.
I will. Josh is so angry. He's like gonna neg someone. He's gonna neg her.
I don't neg, but I am angry.
You're not.
That's a whole other podcast.
Josh's angry pod. Isn't it awesome? All
And
right.
about Trump.
All right. So we're near 45. So I'll wrap this up for us. And I'll just say a couple of things.
Can't wait.
I'm sure. Josh, you're fantastic and you're so hilarious. Jen, you're a delight. And I've known you both for like 10 plus years. I love you both. We all work so hard. We all do our best to be funny, and we're all very funny. And sometimes we get traction and sometimes we don't. But the best part about it is we continuously show up to create new stuff. And the fact that you did the show tonight, Jen, makes Josh and I so happy.
Oh,
Because
you made me so happy.
Because you're wonderful and I think you're so funny, and Josh would if you weren't a woman, and it'd be so good if that were something that Josh would deal with on his own. But advice, guys, if you like the show, please please subscribe. If you have questions for us, Josh, what's the email?
adviceguys11@gmail.com. Email your questions to adviceguys11@gmail.com. Jen, by the way, everything he said was absolutely true, save for my not thinking you're funny because you're a woman. I don't think you're funny for many reasons.
It's so easy. I set Josh up for that and he dunked. Jen, where can people follow you?
At Jen Murphy Comedy on Instagram and Twitter. I don't really tweet though. Instagram is probably better.
But you're
You
also
probably don't tweet because Twitter doesn't exist.
Oh, X. Oh,
It's
shit.
X. Fucking Elon Tusk's joint.
I'm old. I call it Twitter.
I still call it Twitter
Find
too.
me on MySpace.
It's so funny because all three of us probably still have a password recoverable MySpace.
I might have a Napster account.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Now Napster's just what I call you, Chris.
It makes sense because I'm white and those are the only people you call. Oh,
That's not true. They're the only people I call or text.
Fair. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We really appreciate you. Onward and